And he had a request for reporters in attendance. He requested that they not record him while he was shooting. He was messing around before the team's practice and then started to shoot some free throws, some elbow jumpers, some three-pointers. Now, he's notoriously private, so he also probably didn't want to build up any hype around him possibly coming back. He's recovering from a torn ACL in his right knee. There was a report earlier. There was some optimism that he would be returning this season, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen as the regular season is wrapping up and we're heading into the playoffs. The Clippers are the 8th seed in the West and will be in the play-in tournament. The Clippers are such an interesting team to me, and I think it's such a wild comparison being here in Los Angeles. If you compare the season that the Clippers had to the season that the Lakers had, I think it's a very interesting study because they're in the same building, they're in the same city. They in no way have the same amount of pressure or attention on them. But the Clippers roster, outside of their stars, was so well constructed that they are the 8th seed without their stars all season long, right? They just got Paul George back. So they were able to play without the scrutiny, without the pressure, without the panic from the front office or the owner.
Or their two stars the whole season.
Or their two stars the entire season.
So this has been something, again, the Clippers are really well run. They were missing both their stars all season. They'll make the playoffs. The Lakers had AD and LeBron and Westbrook. They can't make the play-in game. So that goes to culture. Ballmer.
I think that goes to culture, and I think it goes to roster construction.
Yes, no. I said this to you the other day.
Outside of your stars.
Even without Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Ty Lue, that group, I think they're the Suns' biggest adversary. I think they'll give the Suns fits. I think the Suns will beat them. But I wouldn't be shocked if they took the Suns 6 or 7. That's without Kawhi. That tells you how good the roster. I think the Clippers roster is great. They're just missing their guy.
But I think that's also a reflection of they looked at the reality of the situation from the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And up top, there wasn't this insane pressure to do something that was an unrealistic ask of the roster. Anthony Davis missed so many games this season.
Yeah.
At no point did anyone, because I don't know who runs the Lakers, did someone come out and say, hey, let's just all take a second here, take a breather. We don't have our guy. So we need to be honest and reflective about what the rest of this roster is and what we can actually accomplish this season, rather than trying to put all these patches on this sinking ship. Where is the accountability?
Yeah.
You didn't have that with the Clippers all season long. There's no panic. There's no drama.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. We're going to do our best. Yeah. And next year we'll be better because we have a culture that's together and we're aligned. So Kyrie Irving is used to feeling pressure in the playoffs, but the Nets are preparing to be in the play-in tournament, and he said that is the type of pressure he isn't used to.
I've never been in a situation like this where late in the season, all these games matter. Usually you're just trying to fine-tune your game, just work on details, get some rest. But I've been playing 40 minutes for the end of the season. So probably a few times in my career, it's just this must-win now mentality. And though it is there, but we're in it for the long run. So we're just going to play free and do everything we can to prepare for this play-in tournament.
Could have been cool if you were available for all the games this season. You might not be in that situation, but what's done is done.
Yeah.
Well, they won against the Rockets 118-105 last night, so they're 41-38 and 8th in the East. So there are 3 games left in the regular season. Tonight, the Knicks, Friday, Cavs, and Sunday against the Pacers.
Well, they'll win 2 of those games. I'm not sure if they'll beat the Cavs. Are fun. The Cavs aren't going to win the championship, but you got to be happy for them.
Cavs 7th seed right now.
Post LeBron, both the Cavs and the Heat have built a really nice team. You can, when LeBron leaves, get good. It may take you a couple years, but you can get good.
It took the Cavs a little longer than the Heat,
but they hit on 2-3 draft picks, and they got Jared Allen.
The Cavs are good this year. They're competitive. They're fun. They're young.
Yeah.
And I think they'll give some pushback, if you will.
Yeah.
But the Eastern Conference to me is wide open, especially when you look at the standings and how things could play out throughout the postseason.
Yeah, I think the Eastern Conference playoffs are going to be far more interesting than the Western Conference playoffs.
There's just more parity.
Yeah, I think Phoenix is going to fly through everybody except the Clippers.
Yes.
I think that would be, if they ever met, that would be fun. But I think there's a lot of stuff. A lot of Celtics buying a lot of Celtics stock.
I mean, look at the Bulls.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's a good story.
I think we're going to have long series.
Yes,
in the
East will be. And by the way, the East has got a lot of stars, a lot of drama, a lot of hope. I don't buy Miami, Chicago. I buy Boston winning a series, potentially taking a second series a long way. We'll see. I think I've kind of seen Marcus Smart, Tatum, Jaylen Brown before. We'll see. They play good defense, and they've been playing great in the second half. Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herd Line News.
Well, the Lakers are officially eliminated from the postseason. One of the reasons, there are several, but one of the reasons they have struggled is they have had some injuries, most notably to Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
And AD recently addressed those who have criticized him for being injured too much.
Okay.
He said, this is what I've learned about injuries. Last year when I wasn't playing, people were saying, AD's giving up on his team. It's the playoffs. AD has to play. He's got to play. And when I was out there, got hurt again, they said who was his trainer, who let him play. So what the bleep do you want me to do? When I play, it's a problem. It's a problem when I don't play. Here's the thing, and we were just discussing it with Rick Bucher.
You know who's never hurt? Workout freak Giannis. Never hurt.
I mean, listen, sometimes guys are just injury prone and there's no explanation for it.
That's right.
But the way to proactively stay ahead of the narrative around you being injured is to not show up to training camp out of shape. It's for the scout on you not to be that you don't care about taking care of your body.
That's right. But
so if that's the reputation that you have from multiple places, and then you're also frequently injured, well, you can't be upset when people are questioning if you take care of your body or not.
Yeah, I've watched Zion's massive weight gain. Some of the injuries, in my opinion, are Zion's fault.
And maybe they are, and maybe they aren't. But because
you've opened it up.
Because you've opened it up for this type of criticism.
Yeah, this is where Rick was really accurate. Rick and I may have the same source. I've been hearing this, that LeBron was unbelievably bummed when AD came out of shape to the camp after the bubble because LeBron felt it was like, okay, we're boys here. We're going to run for the next 3 years. He doesn't put time into strength training. By the way, James Harden now is getting more and more injuries. He's not a grinder. He's just gifted. By the way, Luka Doncic admitted he came into the season out of shape. He struggled. And now Luka played himself in shape. He's doing great. Like, it matters.
Yeah, but Luka, unlike Harden and AD, is a very young player.
Yeah, he's not falling apart.
So he has time,
yes.
but he also has time to correct those habits.
Yes.
This is who AD is.
Yes, this is...
Now, for as great as he is when he is healthy, to me, when you are unavailable at the capacity in which AD is unavailable, at the money in which you're making, and the impact that you have on your injuries have on the team as a whole with you not being available, it's too much. It's not like you're a role player. It's not like you're taking a team-friendly deal. It's not like you're not expected to carry a massive amount of responsibility for the winning on this organization. So when you're unavailable, it is impactful. I don't think it's the main reason why they weren't good this year. But it certainly played a massive role that Anthony Davis was once again not available for a big part of the season.
I'm watching Winning Time on HBO about the Lakers' great teams, and there's a reason Kareem played for 20 years. He was incredibly disciplined.
Yes.
I mean, you didn't have to love him, but his body never changed. He got stronger. He never got heavy. AD reminds me a lot of Rasheed Wallace. Rasheed Wallace, when I covered him in Portland, would pay a fine before the season started for missing lifting sessions. And it was like, that's why he fell apart at the end. So when I see athletes like Russell Wilson, who's never hurt, except for his hand, there's a reason. He's obsessed with his body. Brady, LeBron for the first 17 years. So AD can make a lot of claims. Dude, this is mirrors work. Still, use them. Look in the mirror.
Yeah, I don't think that all of the injuries are his fault.
No.
But when you're consistently injured, you have to be aware that that's the reputation that you have.
Yeah.
Whether it's your fault or not. And when you don't take care of your body and it's reported that you come in out of shape, then you can't be upset when people are accusing you of being responsible for your body.
That's
whether someone rolled up on your ankle or not, it's the amount of time that you're missing. He missed 39 games to injury this season, played in 40. He missed 36 out of the 72 games last year. He's never played a full season, whether due to injury or rest.
Okay, just think about, let me go back to Winning Time on HBO about the Lakers. So it's got all these stories on Dirt, the owner, Magic, Kareem. Folks, whether you're winning or losing, the story always comes out. That we have 6 books on Belichick and Brady. So you
when
can't
you're playing for the Lakers. Yeah, whether it comes out now or later, it's coming out.
The AD stuff is well known for anybody with NBA sources. The Lakers are discouraged by his lack of commitment to his body, and that's why he's falling apart. So, again, this thing is, I was so glad that Bucher brought it up, is they were really bummed out when he came out of shape after the bubble. They were, as a franchise,
they were
proactive. It was like, dude, you have the Laker franchise. It is yours now. Take it over. And he wasn't ready for it.
Cry me a river.
Yeah.
Do something then.
Yeah, they should have moved him. That's when I said move him. Because I was starting to hear they were frustrated. My takeaway was, he's a stock, sell high, championship bubble, move him. They thought they could solve him. My argument was move him.
Don't we all think we can solve them?
We do. I am unsolvable.